Good evening. Welcome to the Living in Utah channel. I'm Mike Gallagher. I'm going to adjust the camera just a little bit. Give me one moment. All right. Minor technical difficulties. Welcome to the Living in Utah channel. It is Thursday evening, 8 p.m. Mountain Time. State of Utah, beautiful day. We are in the thick of summer. We have 90-degree days in the north, and we have over 100-degree days in southern Utah. Take your choice. But it is a beautiful time of year if you enjoy outdoor recreation. It's just beautiful. You can, whatever your outdoor recreation, and if it's a little too warm for you here in the valley, say 90 degrees, you can always go to the higher elevation. You'll drop 10, maybe more degrees, depending on how high of an elevation you go to. What I've done for many years, I haven't done it since COVID, but we would spend July the 4th in the Uinta Mountains. We'd go up for the day. It would be in the Uinta Mountains. It's about 20 degrees cooler. So you're in the 70s. Beautiful. So we will hike the waterfall, a lot of hiking. We'll have a picnic, spend a whole day up there in the 70-degree temperatures. And that's how we have enjoyed our 4th of July. We will come back in the evening and watch the fireworks display with one of the cities. And it's quite nice. We already have like our portable chairs. So we just park the truck and get the chairs out, enjoy the evening of the 4th of July. We've done that for many years. We really enjoy that. Nice, quiet 4th of July day. Take some hamburgers and hot dogs with us and enjoy the 4th of July. So, yes, whatever your outdoor recreation is, if it's a little too hot for you, you can always go to higher elevation, go camping, hiking, fishing, you name it. You'll find a cooler spot. So it's a great time of year to enjoy what Utah has to offer. Not much else going on right now in the state of Utah. I do have an article that caught me by attention. I've done a couple videos about this, about what I call the big boys buying up especially the entry-level homes and turn them into rentals. And I think that long-term, this is going to continue. There is billions of dollars available. And I think that's only going to grow as Wall Street looks for other avenues to invest money. And they're now going into the single-family home business. They've been in the commercial business for many years. But I think they're going to continue this trend of getting into the rental business. And I think long-term, it's going to hurt home ownership in the United States. Joining us from the WVC. Thank you. So this particular article is from West Jacksonville, Florida, where this is happening. But this isn't just an isolated city. There are other cities that are experiencing. We have a lot of big investors buying up Utah also. So Jacksonville has been a hot spot for investors to buy up. So in 2018, out of the home purchases that were made, in 2018, 16% of the homes were sold to investors. In 2019, that jumped to 19.5. In 2020, it dropped down to 15.5. And in 2021, it went up to 30%. In 2022, right now, they are at 33% of the homes are being sold to investors. 33% of the homes. And my guess, without looking at the data, that would be entry-level homes. Probably not your $1, $2, $3 million mansions, my guess is they're homes that are probably priced under the $500,000 to $600,000 range. And it makes a problem because ordinary buyers can't compete with the investors. They come in all cash, quick close. They can close in as quick as the title companies can do the report. And nowadays you can just wire money. They'll be able to wire the money straight in. Once the title company gets all the docs, gets clear title, gets title insurance, all that going, they're ready to close. So where the average home buyer, I don't know many people that have $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 in their pocket just to pay cash for a home. So it's and they said in the article, if you're not a cash buyer like the big hedge funds, you're in trouble, especially in this city. It's not the only city. Another city that is right behind them is Atlanta. There are some metros of Atlanta that is seeing the exact same thing. And I'm seeing it in the state of Utah. And I actually just saw it today. So I was driving down the street that I noticed some townhomes being built. And I probably drive down that street once every 3 months. They're complete. They're for rent. So I called someone I know that is in the property management business instantly and say, hey, what's up with the townhomes down there that they built? He says, yeah, they're not for sale. They're all for rent. It's a development full. I mean, there's quite a few townhomes in there. If I had to guess, it's probably 50. But it's being built for rental. Nice townhomes, all brick. So I'm seeing it here in Utah. I actually, just over the last few weeks, was in a transaction that was also had an offer from a big company that wanted to turn it into a rental. So I'm in California. We'll be in Utah the 7th. Oh, 7/3 to 7/13, 10 days. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoy the state of Utah. Hope the people here are nice to you. And while you are here, I hope you get the opportunity to visit some of our national parks. It's a little bit toasty this time of year, though, to visit the national parks. I prefer March, April, May time period myself. But if you get the opportunity, definitely what is really beautiful right now, if you have a car, is run up to Yellowstone. I love Yellowstone. You'd have to check and see if it's open. They had these big floods. Some of the roads got washed away. I believe the south entrance is still open. They're allowing people in there. The north entrance got a little more devastated. You'd have to check with the park and find out what's going on. But if you're looking for a place to go while you're here for like a day and a half trip or something like that, if you've never been to Yellowstone, it's very beautiful. Has to rank probably, in my opinion, one of the top 10 places that we have in the United States by far. So maybe I'm a little biased, but yeah, enjoy your time in Utah. And if the temperatures get a little bit warm for you, you can always go up to areas like Park City. Temperature will drop a little bit. So yeah, have a good time. What brings you to the state of California? Are you just doing a vacation, family vacation, or here for a interview for a job maybe, or something like that? Happens all the time. But okay. Not much else really going on in the state of Utah as far as the real estate market goes. We're still plugging along. We are we're in a market right now where it's great to be a buyer. There's a lot more inventory than what we were seeing just 3 or 4 months ago. Of course, the flip side of that is interest rates have gone up. But I think today someone told me interest rates have dropped a little. We're about 5.9. So we were up there about 6.3, I think about 5.9 right now. So so the market, it has more availability. So you can be a little bit more picky. And what I really like about the market right now is we were in a market at where $50,000, $100,000 above asking price. And sometimes that asking price was already inflated. We're not seeing that as much anymore. Very few homes will be selling above. So I really like that. It was crazy money that was being thrown around. Utah is beautiful. What do you think are the best options for single older women looking to buy? Okay. Make sure I read that correctly. There's a lot of options for you. I guess it really depends on what you are looking for. We do have over 55 communities. Most of them will be patio homes, slab on grade. There are some, not many, over 55 communities that will actually have a basement. Or you can purchase townhomes or purchase in any other neighborhood. One thing that I would consider, and my dad, I think he's been in his home about 10 years ago, about 10 years. And when he was looking for a home, so he was in a multi-level home and the stairs and et cetera, and he felt as he gets older, he may not be able to do the stairs and whatnot, and wanted to sell his house, buy another house. And he was dead stuck on a patio home. He just wanted the one level living. And I convinced him into buying a Rambler home that had a basement. So he bought one that had an unfinished basement. And this was my thinking. I told him, Dad, while you can in life right now, he's even today, he can go up and down stairs. He's 100% mobile. He's always vacationing. But I told him, I said, keep the basement. You can store stuff in the basement that you don't want, Christmas items, whatever. You can just store it, put it wherever you want. It doesn't have to look tidy or neat. You just cram it all down there. Or you can do arts and crafts, a lot of options for the basement. And then when you get to if you get to a point where you can no longer go in the basement, you have everything on your main level. He's got his laundry, bathrooms, bedrooms, living room, kitchen, all on that top level. I go, you just close the basement off. You never have to go down there. He's only got like 1, 2, I think 3 steps to get in the house. So, and he really appreciates that idea. He got into some different hobbies. He enjoys building puzzles. So he has a big card table downstairs and he can start the puzzle and he can leave it, go back to it a day or 2 later. He doesn't have to clean it up. It's not in the way. It's down there in the basement. So, and he started building remote control airplanes from scratch, building them out of wood, painting them, flying them, the whole 9 yards. And he does that downstairs too. If he makes a mess, there's concrete floor down there, so he can clean it up real easy. If he wants to leave a mess down there, he can just go upstairs and leave the plane unfinished, however he wants. It's down there in the basement. So he really enjoyed the Rambler home that he's in. So that's a couple options for you. I think you'll find something. So patio homes are very popular too. But yeah, few options. Any more questions this evening? What is everyone doing for the 4th of July in your particular state? At the very beginning, I gave you an idea what I've done sometimes. Not too sure what's going to happen this 4th of July, though. We may still head up. The wife's heading up to Idaho tomorrow. Probably come back on Sunday, see how things go. And then maybe on Monday, we'll go up to the Uintas, do a little bit of hiking and walking and have a barbecue and 70-degree temperatures and come down in the evening for the fireworks shows. So, all right. What are the best places to avoid the heat in the southern part of the state and snow in the north? Well, let's tackle the best option is to have 2 homes, one in the north, one in the south. Okay. It's hard to avoid the heat in the south. It's there's really not a whole lot of relief. You can drive further north, but there are some mountain ranges that you can escape a little bit of the heat, but it'll probably only bring you down. Maybe it's 105, 110 degree day down there, you might be down into the 90s, but that's not a whole lot of relief. In the north, as far as the snow goes, we do get snow. Snow is different these days, and how we manage snow is way different. If you work from home, in my opinion, snow is nothing. If it snows overnight, stay in your house, you work from home. If you have to go somewhere, by the time you have to travel somewhere, the roads will be clear. When it snows here and the snow plows get out and the sun comes up, it melts the blacktop. You see the pavement again. You'll see your driveway, you'll see the road, and you really don't have to deal with the snow. The only time you have to deal with the snow per se is, if you have to be at a job or a particular place at a certain time and it snows overnight or something, then if the roads haven't been plowed, then you do have to commute in the snow. But if you have the luxury of getting up in the morning and you see 2 inches out there, 3 inches out there, and figure I'll wait till the plows come, clear the road off. As the sun comes up, it'll start melting some of that. You could actually avoid driving in the snow altogether. With a lot of people working from home, that is one of the number one benefits that I hear. They no longer have a problem with the snow days, because whenever it snows, you wait 3 or 4 hours. Usually the plows are out. They do a great job. And you can travel on the roads. You'll see snow on your grass. But as far as walking in it and driving in it, not a problem. Not a real big problem. So for me, it's a little different when I do a lot of videoing. So yeah, I have to travel in the snow as time calls. So, but it's how you can avoid. Okay. Any more questions this evening before I call an evening? A quiet Thursday evening. I imagine a lot of people have headed out of town for the July 4th weekend. It's a very big weekend. I would actually, with the fuel prices so high, I've been curious as to how many people are going to travel this holiday, especially people with motorhomes and camper trailers. And I talked to a man that he has a place up in Flaming Gorge, and they go every weekend. And I asked him how it was this year, and he said, it's a lot quieter in Flaming Gorge. I think because of the fuel prices, people aren't making as many trips to the recreational spots to camp and put their boat, et cetera, et cetera. What are typical utility bill amounts? Well, so I have a video on my channel, and I believe it's titled Cost of Living. And it's got a picture of me with a sign with like all these bills, and I believe the sign is green. I think it's a great video. I get a lot of comments on it, and I get a lot of emails about it. But on that video, I break down my personal bills. It's probably 1.5 years old, the video. If you look on the channel under popular uploads, it'll be one of the top 10. I think it's a great video. I literally go through my electric bill. I tell what my electric bill was over, say, 12 months, roughly. It's like $60 here, $80 there. And then I divide it by 12 to give you an average per month. And I do that with the gas bill. Water, I believe I go over the water, and I go over my Xfinity bill with TV, internet, and home phone, what that costs me. My gas bill, my water bill, my trash bill. So look at that video. And if you've got more questions, by all means, email me or something like that, or call me on the phone. I'll be glad to answer. But that video, I get a lot of compliments on that video and a lot of emails and stuff like that. It's helped a lot of people out, but that's my actual bills, 100%. So you'll get a great idea of what it costs me, and yours could be similar. And I also go through the video and tell you some of the things I've done to the house. Mine is what I consider energy efficient. I have extra insulation in the roof. So whatever came standard, however many inches that was, 6 or 8 inches, whatever code was, I had a company come in and put about a foot on top of that. So I've spent a lot of money. I have a energy efficient furnace. I spent a lot of money on upgrades to be more efficient. Like the walls, there's a couple ways to do insulation in your walls. One is you have the rolls of material, that your insulation material that goes in between the studs, or you can have this spray foam done, and you spray foam it, and then they take a knife and they cut it along the 2x4s. And that's what I had done, which pretty much seals every nook and cranny. So there's a lot that's been done in my home to help that. But I also I've got upstairs in all 3 bedrooms, we have fans. In the living room, we have fans. So there's times like April, May, where it's like 80 degrees. I don't really turn the air conditioner on. We can run the fans, and it keeps the home, takes the chill off. And we run the fans during the summertime, and that helps with the AC also. The AC, I don't think works as hard, but so there's a lot that's been done to my home, and your energy bills will depend on lifestyle too. So for like during the winter months, I'm not one of the houses that you couldn't walk around my house in shorts and t-shirt. I'm normally in a sweater or a hoodie. I'm more of a hoodie and sweatpant type of guy in the wintertime. So my home, you don't open the front door and the heat goes blasting out. So we keep our home not as warm as some people do. So my bill might be a little bit lower than other people. So it's so it can vary. But yeah, check out that video. I think it'll help you a lot. And I can even break down stuff from there. Thank you. You're the best. Where is your office located? So actually, our office is located in Salt Lake City. I haven't been to the office in probably over 2 years. I do everything from home. So right here is my office. That's how I enjoy it. That's how I like it. Gives me great family time with the family. And on some days, like on snow days, I do not have to travel in the snow sometimes. So, but yeah, I prefer it this way than commuting to an office. Oh, Clinton, Utah. I lived in Clinton, Utah at one time. Over there on 950 West. It was my first home. Purchased it in 96, somewhere around there. Yep. Great city. Clinton has, in my opinion, one of the best youth sports programs around. They also have probably the best park right next to the city building. They have, so I did a video on Clinton, Utah, and actually showed the park. There's basketball, soccer, football, tennis courts, kids play area, couple different baseball diamonds. The money they spent in Clinton and what they and the area they have, they did a fantastic job on that whole design. Great area, great city. It's very popular with people who active duty military members on the base, retired military, people who live or work on the base, contractors, etc. Clinton's popular for that. It's right around the corner. Gail, I lived in California up until 4 months ago. My gas and electric bill averaged $500 monthly. Okay. Here in Utah, it's averaging under $200. Our home here is 1,000 square foot larger. Okay, there you go. There you go. Probably very similar to my utility. I think mine's a little less than that, but you may have a bigger home too. But there you go. There's your savings. From $500 down to $200. And that's something that is a number that is hard to compare when we talk California and Utah pricing. Best friend of mine, great friend of mine, lived in San Diego, born and raised. Well, he was born and raised next to LAX, but lived in Southern California his whole life. Got tired of Southern California. And for many times, I would always talk to him and go, "Oh, I can't do the winters. I can't." And he's in the monster truck business. So he travels all over the country. And I'm like, "Rick, you spend winters in areas like Montana, South Dakota. You already experienced the cold." So he didn't, quote, live in San Diego year round. And he decided he had enough. He decided he wanted to move. So when he moved here, I asked him, after a while, I said, I always ask that question, how is it? How's everything going? He's loving it. But he said to me, "Mike, it's the small items that you don't realize that you save money on when you've moved to Utah." Well, we know gasoline. So right now we are $5.29 a gallon, I think. Let's say $5.30. California, I bet, is $6.80. I'm guessing. I really don't know. But so $1.50 a gallon. Every time you fill your vehicle up, there's another $20. When you go to the grocery store, like he said, it's $20 more in California. So everywhere you go, utility bills, $300 more a month. This lady from California, so she's saving $300. Plus she's saving on gas for her vehicle and other items. And his particular truck, Rick's truck, to register it per year was $750. My truck, $200 a year. So right there is he saved over $500 on registering one vehicle. So he said that's what you don't realize sometimes is, it's $20 here, $20 at the grocery store. Quite a few places in where he was at in San Diego, you had to pay to park. Very few places in Utah do you have to pay to park, and I probably only know about two. And that would be the Salt Lake Airport, and that would be the Gateway Mall in downtown Salt Lake City. It's the only places I can think on the top of my head you have to pay to park. So it was $20 here, $20 there, and that all adds up. $300 a month in utility bills, water bill. I'm not too sure about like cable and, internet and stuff, if there's going to be much of a difference there. But on that video, though, I do tell you what my cable bill is. All right. Gail, are you in Salt Lake City? I don't think so. I think she lives Sanpete County, rural Utah. So here's a great example here. So in California, Gail spent $550 to register one vehicle. Here in Utah, she spent $177. So there's a $380 savings. The small amounts, the small things that you really, really add up at how the state of California will nickel and dime you, I should say. I won't say that many bad things. But speaking of that, and I don't know how far this went, but Rick was telling me when he was leaving, he's been in Utah a year and a half. They were talking in California about a exit tax. So if you leave the state of California, they are going to charge you to leave the state of California. And I believe they were talking about charging people over a 10-year period. I'm not too sure where that legislation ended up. at the moment, but I just shook my head. Thanks for all your help and advice, Mike. We moved from Georgia in January. Okay. If you remember, and we really used a lot of your suggestions. Oh, okay. Great. Cool. Lucky Slice is the best pizza around. Yes, I think I had that on one of my videos. Yeah, it's so if you're looking for let me just say a different kind of pizza, go to Lucky Slice. You will find the varieties are different. Like they've got a margarita pizza and a bunch of it's definitely unique and great place. Ruby River Steakhouse, yeah, another great place. So the appetizer, the fries with the cheese and the bacon with the river sauce, that's good. That's good too. Yeah, great places. Great place. I've done quite a few food ones throughout the whole valley. A place I've eaten at from north to, or from, I should say, from Ogden to Provo. I have not done Logan. I would like to do Logan because I go up there from time to time. And there's a couple hidden gems in Logan that I'd like to talk about. So I'll have to do one in Logan sometime. But yeah, great. Are you enjoying your time? I think you're in Clinton, Utah. Anyways, my question to you, Utah Explorer, would be, how have you liked so far? You've been here 6 months, the state of Utah, and how would you categorize handling the snow in the winter? Because you got here at peak of snow time, January. So you experienced January, February snowfalls. So definitely would love everybody to hear your opinion on the state of Utah so far, good or bad. If you don't like it at all, by all means say. I've never said that Utah is for everybody. I don't believe there is one location around the United States that would suit everybody, and I firmly believe that. Mike, thanks for all the information, your videos and channel. I enjoyed all the website for job hunting and housing. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. And that is my one of my biggest goals. Because so I grew up in the military. I grew up a military brat, and I moved many times. And one of the hardest things to do is to move to a new area that you do not know. So I do enjoy doing the videos to help people out. Even if it's just like right here, going and grabbing a slice of pizza or something like that. I know how much that does help people, and that's what I'm here for too. So I'm not here just to buy or sell real estate. That's what I do. But I truly enjoy the state of Utah. I can't think of another place that I'd want to live. And I love to share my experiences in the state. So far, so good, but the snow was not that crazy this year. Yep, correct. So since you came from Georgia, what comes to my mind real quick is the difference between humidity. I believe Georgia is a high humidity area. Utah is a low humidity area. How do you like the low humidity, or would you rather have the summers of Georgia? For me personally, I'm 100% low humidity. I can't handle the high humidity, but I have talked to some people that do not like the low humidity and can tolerate the higher humidity better. So, all right, we got passes Nordic Valley, and also for next season already. Yeah, Nordic Valley is great value of money, very, very great value of money. And it's one of the ski resorts that's talked about very little, but it's great skiing up there. Definitely great skiing. Oh, we visited parks around Moab, Yellowstone, and tons of other places. Yeah. They're two of my favorite places, Moab and Yellowstone. You are, it's, yeah. Moab, Yellowstone, I think is in the top 10 places in the United States, maybe top 15. Maybe we can't go top 10 because there's some other great places like the Grand Canyon and, there's some other great places, but maybe in top 15. But yeah, you great. California charges you an exit tax for homeowners only leaving the state. Wow. Not sure if California's still pushing that ridiculous policy or even enforcing it. Wow. Okay. So they do charge an exit tax if you're a homeowner and you leave the state. My guess is they probably take that money at closing when you close to sell to someone else. Wow. I don't know. I honestly don't. Definitely love the dry climate better. Great. And we sure don't miss the bugs and mosquitoes in Georgia. Yeah, that's something I don't think about too much. Yeah, the bugs and mosquitoes. Yeah. And we get some mosquitoes here. They do a good job of we have what we call mosquito abatement, and it's part of your property tax that you pay. Most counties that I'm aware of has mosquito abatement. There'll be a small little charge on your property tax notice, but they go by air. They've got a little prop job that they spray the marshes along the Great Salt Lake. And they also got people out there on ATVs and also spraying to control the mosquitoes. So, yeah. Yeah, that's true. But I'm glad you enjoy the drier climate. I do myself. So, nope. That must be to the exit tax. Sold my home in California and didn't get an exit tax. Sold in February 2022. Okay. Well, maybe they haven't. Maybe that did not go into law. But I'm sure Governor Newsom is planning it. So, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy what I hear that goes on in the state of California. So this was very sad. I've been told that it's so bad in San Francisco that I've been told that the homeless people that are living on the streets, people will, their tents or their sleeping bags or whatever, they'll pour gasoline on it and they'll light them on fire and they end up in the burn units. So sad. Just a matter of time. Newsom never met a tax he didn't like. So, yeah. It's, you go down this slippery road, and I'm not too sure about what's happening in the state of California because I'm only a tourist in the state of California. But I can tell you what goes on in Las Vegas because I've got rental properties in Las Vegas. And in Las Vegas, if you try to hire somebody, clean your carpets, handyman, you name it, they don't take credit cards. It's cash or Apple Pay is the only way to go. That is it. I'm honest. I just had to call one of the pooper scooper companies, and I'm doing everything remotely. And he's like, cash or Apple Pay. So I had to call my brother who knows how to do Apple Pay to pay the man to go pooper scoop from a renter. So, yeah. And I think they do that to also work the system for government assistance. And I'm not too sure if that happens a lot, but in the state of Utah, it's like everybody takes credit card. Everybody takes credit card. So not in Vegas. Had carpets cleaned too down there. Didn't tell me. I made the appointment. They didn't mention one single word until the person showed up. My brother was down there and the guy goes, I only take cash, $600. My brother's like, I don't have $600 on me. So he had to go find a bank, and Lucky, who we bank with, has a location down there. So yes, it's horrible in San Francisco. Yeah, that's what I've heard. But I'm really worried about the crazy drought here. Very, very sad to see Salt Lake disappear in front of your eyes. On the way to Antelope Island, there's no water where it used to be, 4 miles. Yeah, we've gone through this before. We've had dry winters, and then all of a sudden we'll have winters and we'll get tremendous amounts of snowpack. So I've seen it before. I'm in LA. It's just as bad. I don't understand. It's very sad. Yeah, that is. Anytime I leave my house, I have to deal with homeless encampments, illegal dumping, impatient drivers, and reckless bicyclists. Yeah. Yeah, the homeless situation in California is sad. I mean, in Utah, we do have homeless. Don't get me wrong. We do have a homeless population. But the difference in Utah that I know of, I know where those locations are. It's like a central location. There's 2 cities in Utah, in the northern part of Utah, where they have homeless shelters. And that's pretty much where you'll find majority of the homeless people. And the rest of the cities and areas, you don't run into much homelessness at all. And I travel through a lot of cities. But a couple years ago, we were in California and we enjoyed going out to Santa Monica. A couple favorite restaurants there by Santa Monica Pier. And I was shocked to see how many homeless people were right there. And I've been going to that area for 20 plus years to the same locations. I've walked that pier. We're big horse racing fans, so we enjoy going to Santa Anita and Del Mar. And we always try to stop by, do some shopping in Santa Monica. And we enjoy a couple restaurants that are located there. And I've seen it change over the years. And yeah, it's sad. It's sad. Okay, great. I appreciate all the questions. I enjoy doing this also, so don't hesitate to ask questions. I do this from my home, so I have nowhere to travel to. So if you have questions, I'm here to stay. I have no commute. I have about 8 steps to go up. That's it. Okay. Any more questions this evening? I appreciate it. And I'm always available too by email, phone, text, you name it. Zoom too. Always jump on a Zoom call. Yep. I've had Zoom calls with quite a few people. So if you did want kind of like a personal one-on-one, or I've had whole families on a Zoom call. So I definitely could book a Zoom call, and you're welcome to that also. I'm going to call an evening. I appreciate everybody. It's been about 45 minutes. Hope everyone has a great 4th of July, and stay safe out there on this 4th of July.